So then, Hyde, the 4th episode of Series 7B, and the first for quite a long time in Doctor Who to delve into the gothic horror genre. Although it doesn't seem to quite get the gothic and the horror bit quite right, for my liking. It's time to review the strangely named Hyde.
First thing I do have to note about this episode is I didn't understand the Hyde aspect of it. I didn't, sorry. This is on first viewing of it, so maybe a little bit funny about that. And I wasn't too clear on how the TARDIS got there. Got to the pocket dimension. I understand it didn't land, but I didn't understand the ending. Were they using the TARDIS to take the other creature back? And then the Doctor jumped on, because we didn't see the other creature come out of the TARDIS. So I don't know. Did they come to pick up the male creature? What? I'm confused. I actually am. I didn't understand. I like the idea of the Doctor catching a lift, but it is a bit of a pity that we don't get to see that at all. I mean, they did it in Series 3 in Utopia. We had Captain Jack clinging onto the TARDIS. Why can't we just have something similar to that? Just something I noticed. I guess Doctor Who's budget has kind of been spread out over the new Ice Warrior design and some of the stuff into the 50th anniversary special, and God knows what the finale has. And of course we got the new Cybermen. So I'm not going to complain too much. Of course the Rings of Akadon has a load. So yeah, the actual creature when you see it properly looks really naff in my opinion. Now I understand why it's really blurred and edited for most of the episode. If you watch behind the scenes thing, you'll know what I mean. What was it, the Crooked Man it was called? I thought that was like the Hider or something like that. Or, I don't know. Who knows? What can else I say? Dougray Scott guest starring as Major Professor Alex Palmer. It was an interesting character. I found it was a bit like We Should Know Him. Maybe he's a real historical character, but I just don't know him. And Emma Grayling, I don't know if she's real or not. There were some interesting characters. I believe them a lot more than previous extra characters in Doctor Who. E.g. Madge Arwell, but yeah, it was okay. I did feel the Future Woman was a little bit weird. I didn't quite understand that aspect of it. Why would you even attempt to go there in the first place, etc, etc. The Clara and TARDIS thing I definitely don't understand, because Clara's not even piloting the TARDIS when she's taken away, so what? I'm actually confused by that. It sounds like I'm picking plot holes with this. I'm just literally confused. Probably this will all come to me in second viewing. What else can I say? The ghost. I didn't feel we had enough tension in the episode myself. I felt it was a bit like, oh, this is a Future Woman, she's stuck in there. Right, let's get her out. Would have been a bit better if perhaps they'd sort of not literally gone, oh, this is what the ghost is, blah 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 blah. I don't know, I didn't like that part of the episode personally. I think it should have been like a bit more mysterious, maybe? Maybe leave a bit more suspense at the end. The ending was quite nice. As I said, I was confused, but I thought it was quite a nice little ending. But it is a pity that, like, next episode we won't get, like, oh, we left what's-her-face back with what's-his-face. In Jenny Says Genitals. Well, don't think we will. If we do, that'll be quite cool. I just feel that lacks in the episode. It doesn't have a definite ending, if you like. Also, Matt Smith loses his bow tie. I didn't know what he was using his bow tie for, but why doesn't he put it back on? And the thing I've always thought is that it's a clip-on bow tie. I'm sure it's a clip-on bow tie. It looks like a clip-on bow tie. I know in the Wedding Over a Song he takes it off like a normal bow tie. I just never believed that that's a real bow tie. I've always thought it's just a clip-on one. I could be wrong. That's why it keeps on happening, or it could be it's just like a little trick. Because I would have thought it'd be easier just having a clip-on one, but oh well. He loses it and doesn't put it back on when he's standing still for like 5 minutes, sort of at a time, which I think is a little bit weird. Just a thought. I didn't quite understand any of the science of it personally. Maybe you weren't meant to. Who knows? I got really confused at the point that the Doctor went into the house and no one was there. I got really confused at that. I presume it's... I just don't understand, actually. I really don't. Yeah, I seem to be picking out things that I just don't understand about this episode, and it's a little bit worrying. The suspense side was really good where it was used. Yeah, I'm beginning to pick out plot holes in this, aren't I? Such as, why does the creature hold Clara's hand? I didn't understand that either. How did the creature get in the house in the first place? Did he nick the time traveler's teleport thing? And how did the time traveler not go back to her own time? What happened to her? Etc. etc. I was really going to give this episode a 9 out of 10, but now I'm thinking otherwise. I felt some of the lighting could have been a bit darker at points, such as when the wormhole opens, which was really cool effects, I thought. It's a pity we didn't get to see a bit more of the Doctor's descent. Another nitpick, I guess. I just can't really find what it is about this episode. It seems a bit like you've got little holes in it all the way through. Yeah, the lighting could have been a bit darker. That would have made it a bit more suspenseful, maybe. Is the creature going to get them? And then there's no suspense of that whatsoever. Like, the creature disappears for that half of it. And you sort of see it at the end. I thought performance were brilliant. I felt the future woman was a little bit like, oh, this is a future woman. Hi. Nothing more to say there. The sets and most of the lighting I felt was brilliant. I mean, the forest scenes looked fantastic. The director, I think it's Jeremy Payne, something like that. He did a really good job. I felt it was really well directed. Neil Cross has produced a bit of a weird script. I mean, I kind of enjoyed watching it, but when I look back on it, I just feel a bit confused at points. Maybe it's more, you've got to watch it several times to understand it a bit better. Like, quite a few episodes of Doctor Who, actually. A look for everything that wasn't quite fully explained to you, but to be fair, it probably should be explained, but first time, I mean, but oh well. Maybe it's just I wasn't paying that much attention, but I'm sure it was. The music was very creepy. We had the odd thing that felt a little bit out of place, like, I'm sure like a couple of the cues sounded a bit like they were from Town Called Mercy. Just saying, sorry. I'm not nitpicky, I'm just saying I noticed that I thought it sounded a bit westerny. No, I don't really have that many flaws. I think I've pointed out all of them. I felt, no, I'm going to mention that, I felt Clara's a little bit underused. I thought it was a bit odd that the psychic, Emma Grayling, that's it, didn't notice anything was wrong with Clara. So I presume this is apparently leading into the finale, the Name of the Doctor, in which they reveal everything about Clara. And the Doctor goes to the fields of Trenzalore, apparently. I presume because of the title. And it's in like the blurb or whatever, what's it called? Plot, or whatever. So, I don't know. I feel it's a bit weird to judge this episode on first viewing, but I'm going to be honest, an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't say it was a bad episode.
I'm not saying it's a brilliant episode. I felt it was very atmospheric, but it lacked some of the atmospheric points and the sort of little flaws I had with it, to be perfectly honest, and they were like minute flaws, so I don't have a big problem with it. So yeah, 8 out of 10. That concludes my review of Hyde, the strangely named Hyde. I don't understand Phantoms of the Hex. I think I understand what that's about. And the Hider in the House, that's gone from me as well. Why not call it the Witch of the Well? Or the Caliburn Gast. Or Gast. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, he's Scottish and he's saying all this stuff and it doesn't click with me. Oh, and Matt Smith said, I'm pretty sure it's Metabelius. Not Metabelius, or how I would pronounce it. I'm sure I probably pronounced it wrong. Maybe it's a thing you can pronounce different ways, like Bath and Bath. But anyway, 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Yay. See me review Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS next week. The story I am really not looking forward to, by Steve Thompson.